Periodically, I like to look in the AskMen subreddit to see how men are speaking to other men. So this man asks, men who left their partners to have more fun and freedom in your 20s, how did things turn out? He says, I'm 27 now and have been with my girlfriend for 4 years, since before wrapping up grad school. We've been living together for about 3 years in multiple locations, so we moved relatively fast. My girlfriend is great by all accounts. We never really fight or argue. She's super smart and sweet. We hang out with each other's families all the time. We did move very fast though, and say to each other how we want to spend our lives together. But now I'm having major doubts. So he has told her that he wants to spend his life with her. He says, I have other friends my age who did things a bit different and were more able to travel and mess around while I was doing summer internships or planning out my career path. So there's a part of me that feels like I never got to fully enjoy my early 20s since I was so career path focused. I did date around and had some fun in college, but I never fully got out of my comfort zone. I'm not super happy with my job, so on top of having a pretty serious long-term relationship in my mid-20s has me feeling not so great. How have you guys in similar scenarios handled things if you left your partner to chase freedom or fun in your mid-20s? How did it turn out? Any insight would be greatly appreciated. So, so women will get on Reddit and they are hand wringing about like he poops on the toilet and he doesn't clean up after himself. He doesn't shower for 7 days in a row. I have to push him to brush his teeth. Should I leave him? He's great. Whereas men would just be like, feeling kind of bored. She's great. She's sweet. She's smoking hot. She does all of these things, but I'm just not feeling it. It's like night and day how different these scenarios are. Like there's literally nothing he has said that she's doing wrong. He doesn't feel unsupported. He just wants to go out and do hood rat things with his friends is basically what I'm hearing. But women will women will list out 17 different things and then will say, but he's not evil or bad. Should I leave? It's just so interesting. Let's look at some of the comments from the men, though. Appel Duvid says, when I was single and having fun, I had a good friend tell me how jealous he was of my lifestyle. I just pointed out how he had someone at home who loved him and wanted to share life with him, while most times all I had was a cheap beer and a cold, empty bed. You usually hear the fun stories because mostly the rest are pretty sad. It's just different, not really better. The late Thag Simmons says, people in relationships often can't see how nice it is to have someone to rely upon and come home to. They lament the freedom that single people have. Single people often can't see how amazing their freedom is to not have to come home to anyone to live their own life their own way. They lament how lonely it is and how much they wish they had someone to come home to. The reality is that there's a win-loss to both, and the trick is to enjoy and maximize the positive side of the one that you're in. While 100 says comparison is he said thief, but he meant thief of joy. Even if that comparison is the younger you, there's a time and place for everyone and everything. I'll bet it says, please OP, listen to him. Anyway, if you're still considering leaving as an option, is because she's not the one, you're not the one for her. So Sharab Bob says, yeah, don't leave for freedom because that's effing stupid. If she's not the one for you though, if you're not in the type of love you think is right for spending the rest of your life with someone, or if there are major compatibility problems, you should leave. There are good reasons to leave an otherwise good relationship that would be best for everyone involved. But if you just want to live the single life, then you're making a mistake. Single life isn't nearly as glamorous as it looks when you're in a relationship. Trauma Hawk says, the fun stories are like episodes of a TV show. It's like watching Friends. The season span a year or two in real time, but we tune in for 22 minutes a week. Sometimes a single episode will span a week or more because those are the interesting moments. The rest is normal, boring life monotony. You hear one or two banging stories a month because the rest of the time is just sitting home alone, doing nothing interesting. The Revolutionary Army says the grass is always greener on the other side. I left many girls who were too good for me in my 20s. That said, now in my 30s, it's fun, full of freedom, but I always yearn for a partner I once had. Relationship is not always about the end goal, it's the journey together. Choose the right girl and you will be set for life. Well, this is awkward, says. People want what they don't have instead of appreciating what they do. Singles want someone to share their life with. And then there are married people who want more freedom. Rich is Reddit says, to be honest, I had a friend with a similar lifestyle who always had a different girl at his house every other week. Sure, the ladies looked cute as hell and it seemed like fun, but I did notice there was always some drama or stress involved when he had to deal with those ladies too. Some shared openly with me with the situations where I could see quietly that it wasn't going anywhere. Looking at his life, I imagine it wasn't all fun and games. Now he seems to be doing better as he's now going steady with this one girl who seems pretty good. So, not only in terms of looks, but also in terms of compatibility as well. Um, literally, as Milk says, very accurate. When I was single, having fun, I was having fun, but I was actually very depressed. The only person who really heard it from me was my best friend because he also understood how it feels not to be alone, but to feel so alone. you know, these people are like actually given some pretty decent advice and they are really kind of being honest with them. I couldn't imagine hopping from person to person to person. That just seems like a lot of work for me. But, sometimes people do just get antsy. But if he leaves this girl who is super sweet and smart and all of that for freedom, he's going to regret it probably. Anyways, not my deal, but I do like to peek in and see what the men are saying periodically. All right, y'all, join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So, this was posted in the Lies subreddit, but I'm inclined to believe that this is how people get flu shots. I mean, why not? So the caption says, "This is how they gave me my flu shot today." And this is an interesting scene. We got Jesus, we got the flu shot, obviously, we got a skull, we got a pew pew, we got some liquor, we got some cigarettes. Seems like a way to get a flu shot. Y'all needed to see this Monday. Now for some of the wild comments because we just need this on Monday. This person says, "F off Jesus. This is my heroine." Apocalypto Soldier says, "Jesus isn't a druggie. He wouldn't do this." Honky Tonky Smoky Bonk says, "I think it's meant to be that Jesus is sacrificing himself by taking the drug instead of that guy, much like how he sacrificed himself on the cross for all of us. He will always carry our burdens so we don't have to." Mr. Goodboy says, "Effing Jesus taking all my heroin. This is a flu shot, y'all. This is a flu shot. Be serious." Mummified Clown said, "Jesus must have a hell of a good PA, that's a personal assistant, to make all of those appointments. Either that or he's actually Santa Claus and can visit all the druggies at once by way of the fifth dimension." I think that is what's happening. They are all using the fifth dimension, and Jesus is all of these places, helping with the flu shot, y'all. Impossible Page says, "It always makes me laugh when people think, how can I create an environment of a bad person? Oh, I know. A skull, playing cards, mandatory pew pew, nunchucks." I missed the nunchucks. We're going to have to go back. Nunchucks on the doorknob, whiskey, and effing Coke, heroin, and Coke. And then the person on the bottom says tattoos, tight jeans, and eyeliner. Let's go back and see if there were some nunchucks. I missed those. Yep, there are some nunchucks. And then there's a hand. Oh man, that this does look like a very chaotic environment. Jesus was there though, taking it for this person. And this person, Potion Brewer, says, "Don't forget the remnants of a palm print to show that the person is actually active." This person said towards the bottom says, "Why doesn't he use his other arm? Is he Is he stupid? And Cool Grape says, I don't think this goes kind of hard. I don't think this goes kind of hard. This subreddit seems hilarious. And then this person proves that Jesus is really over here helping this medical professional with this patient. So, how is Jesus doing all of this? The fifth dimension, of course. But this person doesn't know that they're using the fifth dimension because he says that dude must have a split personality. No, it's just that he's using the fifth dimension. Torb Bjorn says, maybe if I act like I work here, I can get access to the drug storage. This person says, why did Jesus take my dose of heroin? Is he stupid? Purple Lemon says, this isn't rad AF. Now I'm going to move into a different post, and this was posted in the subreddit, and he captioned it, I just died from cringe. Now, someone named Dodge Designer made this AI of Elon Musk sitting on Mars. And he says, Elon Musk is projected to become the world's first trillionaire. He said, my plan is to use the money to get humanity to Mars and preserve the light of consciousness. Then Elon retweets it saying, that's the goal. He's just sitting there looking stoic, confident, trillionaire-ish. That is what he's doing. Let's look at some of these let's look at some of these comments. All right, let's look at some of these comments. This person says, I think he should be commended and supported in his effort to get himself and his billionaire friends to Mars ASAP. I'm happy for him to take his fans with him to serve in his Martian mansion. Unfortunately, in a few years, he'll be closer to broke than a trillionaire if he keeps going the way he is. There's no reason to suspect he will change course, though. Advice not asked for says, to be frank, I would love it if him and his billionaire friend went to Mars. Doodly Dooderson says, I think they will send us to Mars to mine in that red wasteland while they enjoy the comforts of a much lower population, beautiful planet. Tricky Ad says, honestly, let him take them to Mars. I hope they implode out there. Let the rich people deal with it. Ballistic Butch says, weird loser is talking to himself again. More money than the Catholic Church, and this is what he does with his time. Zinsky says, keep in mind, he's also posting AI pictures he made of himself looking cool and about 80 pounds lighter. Heebie says, I wonder when he got that weird nose job. Zinsky says, he's had quite a few gender-affirming surgeries. Maybe he's just seeing how he'd look with a horrible nose job. Maybe his model sucks. Okay, y'all. So I just needed to kind of lighten up some of the Reddits because there usually are some very, very deep ones. So I figured we needed some silly ones periodically. All right, join these nonsensical conversations and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
Nonsense.